Hello everyone, hope you are well on this Friday night. Hope you can hear me okay. I'm not using a separate microphone, but I just wanted to come on, do a short video. I didn't do one last night. I did do one last night, but it was right before everything broke loose as far as the big news in the Middle East, as far as that supposed military strike by Israel against Persia. But anyway, I'll go into that for a minute here. Before I go any further, stay tuned. I have a good passage that I will share with you guys before the end of the video. I'm outside. It's almost dark. I meant to start this earlier, so I hope you can see something. I'm going to switch it around. Still hear the birds. I'm going to be quiet for a minute. They were louder a while ago. Anyway, still kind of working to get our garden set up. We pretty much set up, but we're going to make a few changes. We're going to do a little expanding as well. So the projects are not quite all done. I am going to talk to Mrs. Dawg. Hopefully, I don't know if it'll be this weekend, but we'll do another garden video on her channel to give you guys an update as well on that. All right, now back. Well, let me switch it on the seat here. Big back. All right, that's probably a better view than looking at my face. There are several things I wanted to cover in this video. I will first start with the airstrike, or I guess you could call it a retaliation, last night. And this broke right as I was ending the video that I did last night, actually, because after I uploaded it and all that, I started seeing the messages come through, and looked online, and they were talking about how Israel had made a retaliatory strike against Iran. And all the media, CNN, Fox, all the mainstream media were putting it up. Big headlines: Israel attacks Iran. And making it sound like, and making it sound like it was a big, huge attack. And I admit, when I first started reading some things on it, my first reaction was, well, this is it. This is going to be huge. This could be the start of World War III, big time. And this is going to be bad. But it became apparent pretty quick that if you can even call it a strike. Now, I've watched a lot of videos during the course of the day when I was driving around today, or listened to a lot of them, and tried to get a lot of different opinions on what happened last night. And I believe that this was it was a limited strike carried out by the IDF against Iran, deep in their territory, but it was very small. At least it appears that way. And I believe it was to send a message. Israel wanted to send a message to Iran's leadership that, hey, if you keep messing with us, we can strike you whenever we want, when you're not expecting it, when you're not ready for it, you don't see it coming, and we can be accurate, and we can hit what we want to hit deep in your territory if we like. And I think that was the main message. Like, that was just like, okay, this is just a little taste of what we can do, so straighten up. They also hit targets in Syria and Iraq. I believe they made this limited because they, at least for now, want to limit this. They don't want it to be a wider regional war that brings in a lot of other big time players. although lines have been crossed, the big Rubicon that has been crossed here, of course, that has not been crossed in the past, is that first, that happened last weekend, Iran directly attacked Israel with all those, 350, 400, I don't know, 500, I don't even remember how many drones and cruise missiles and ballistic missiles they shot, and only like 10% of them got through, if that many. And then, like last night, there was, even though it was very limited, it was a direct strike from Israel to Iran. That has not happened before. It's always been proxy war stuff, okay? I believe what will happen, though, is that they'll go back to the proxies. I believe Iran will still use their Hezbollah and Hamas to do their dirty deeds. And Israel, I believe, is still focused on their eradication or their attempted war to finish on Hamas and Gaza. And I think the next thing they're gearing up for is Rafah, and to really flatten Rafah. So, and I believe they're going to. So we'll see what happens from here. Will this back and forth continue? We don't know. We have to see. History teaches us that, these folks have been fighting for thousands of years. History teaches us that there will still be conflict. It's not like it's all going to stop. It won't stop. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. I wouldn't stress over it. I'm not obsessing or obsess over it, but we'll keep our eye on it. And I think the other big theater to keep an eye on is Russia, Ukraine, which, that's a mess too. Speaking of which, a lot of your money is being sent overseas, of course. This security aid bill, or whatever they're calling it, that makes me it just makes me sick. It makes me sick to my stomach. It really does. $61 billion to the UKR. Over $26 billion to Israel. And some to Taiwan, it sounds like. So we're looking at basically $100 billion of your money. Just send it over there. Send it over there. Like we don't have problems here. When you really think about it, this should be criminal. This guy is getting pushed through the House of Representatives. And the Speaker of the House, Mr. Johnson, leading the way. He was saying a lot of good things at first, wasn't he? And what did I say? When he first got appointed, when he first was elected, or chosen, I guess, whatever you want to call it, to be the Speaker, I said, he's saying a lot of good things. But you can't do that. You got to watch actions more than what they say. Actions speak louder, right? Well, the actions are showing. This guy's pushing it to send your money over there. And that's not going to be the end of it. What was it? Earlier in the week, there was, I forget who it was, CIA director, I think, said that Ukraine will lose this war before the end of the year if we don't send more assistance. And here we go. Let's send more of your money. You think that's going to be the end of it? No. It's been continuous, hasn't it? 151 Republicans voted for this. Think about that. They don't have your best interest at heart. They say they do. Oh, they'll court you. But they loathe you, the taxpayer. That's where your money's going. As if we're not having enough struggles here. The systematic destruction of the middle class. I have a family member that is a healthcare professional that makes pretty darn good money. And has made the decision, it's just too expensive right now to try to buy a house. Think about that. I know if we were trying to buy the house we're in right now, as opposed to 7 years ago, there's no way. There is no way we could swing it. And if we barely did, we'd be so house poor we wouldn't be able to eat, much less pay insurance. I don't even want to talk about property taxes. eating you up. And that's what they want. Part of a plan, I believe. $100 billion. And they laugh while they're doing it. Now, where's this money really going to? What pockets? Somebody's getting rich. It sure ain't us. The world has lost its marbles. It has gone Cocoa Puff cray-cray crazy. Hear about this guy who set himself on fire outside the courthouse of the Trump trial. This happened earlier today. As he's burning, they say his last words, or part of his words, were something like, this is an act of revolution. They want to burn it all down, y'all. And they almost did a few years ago, a couple of years ago. Well, what? Almost 3-4 years ago. You remember that? Do you remember that? There was a lot on fire then. And I believe we were very close to it really getting bad, like real bad. I mean, it was already bad. It was terrible. But that's what they want to do, y'all. They want to burn it down. What's going to come after that? They don't have a plan, of course. Well, that's the plan. Burn it down. Water down everything. Push you out of where you are. Make gas so expensive you can't go anywhere. What are you going to do? Oh, buy electric. Oh, well, you only have a limited range there. You can only go so far. Oh, well. What's that saying? All the world is a stage. I've heard that before. I was thinking about that last night as I was watching reports of how, well, did Israel really make a strike or not? And I started getting that feeling like, number one, this feels scripted. The same kind of feeling I got last Saturday night. So I started feeling that again last night for a reason. And then I started getting a feeling like, it feels like we're watching a show, like we're being played. I don't know if that's truly the case, but it feels that way. It sure does. Now, listen to the experts today. A lot of them are saying, like I said earlier, this was a strategic limited attack to warn, as a warning shot, basically, by Israel. We don't know for sure. I think the bottom line is, let's not and I'm guilty of this, but let's not allow this kind of thing to distract us to the point to where we're taking our eye off the ball. What I mean by that is taking our eye off the ball of our spiritual prep, our provision prep, our knowledge, increasing our skill level, our knowledge, our gardens, what we can grow, our preps, our physical preps, like our provisions, like I said. We can't let it just take our eyes off the ball totally. We're just going through our life, working, living our lives the way that we want to, practicing our faith, getting together with family, friends, at least the ones you want to get together with, right? You know how that is. It's getting a little dark. See if I can switch it here so you can. I don't know how much y'all can see. I'm rambling. If you're still watching, I sure appreciate it. Teddy's watching me from inside. He's kind of mad. He's got the mug face like he wants to come out here, but he'll bark if I let him out. Oh, he sees me. Hey, buddy. His hearing is good. Anyway, I just wanted to rant for a little while. I guess I finally worked up to a rant, didn't I? Let me know your thoughts on what happened last night with the military stuff, with the Middle East rather, and what you're doing. Let's continue to just prepare. Like I said, we have some time before we start getting into the heat of the summer, and I believe the summer is going to be hot in so many ways. We got to keep preparing. Don't stress. Do not worry, though. I have a passage, of course. Passage is from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 16 through 17. It says, "Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances." All three great things. Rejoice always. Let's always, no matter what we're doing, how are we furthering the kingdom? How are we doing God's will? Are we trying to? Are we praying? Pray continually. That doesn't mean you have to pray nonstop 24/7, but let's make time for that. I do a lot of arrow prayers. I should probably spend more time in deeper prayer, but a lot of times, and I do that, but I do a lot of arrow prayers, especially when I'm alone, when I'm driving, and I think about a certain situation, or I'm thinking about somebody that has a prayer request. A lot of you guys, family, quick arrow prayers like, please keep them in your keep them in mind. Please, your blessings on them. Praying for that situation. Anyway, hope that was helpful. Again, share your thoughts. It's a weekend. Let's be safe out there. We don't know what's around the corner. Let's be aware of who is around us. Keep our situational awareness top shelf. All right. If you can go out in pairs or more, and just be careful. Stay close to Jesus. God bless you. I will see you soon.